Welcome to the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection.
Home of some of the most important Black culture in the nation.
While you're here, I want you to check out some of my Philly favorites.
Well, I believe strongly in supporting the people that look like me. And so my favorite brunch spot would be South.
Once again, I have to say South.
The South Restaurant on North Broad Street.
Why South?
African American owned and operated.
By veteran restaurateurs.
I just love South. I love everything about it.
They also serve a mean brunch.
There's a jazz club there too.
Don't forget to order the cornbread.
Happy hour. Now there's definitely a few of those. Booker's, I love, also in West Philadelphia.
Booker's in West Philadelphia.
Booker's in West Philly.
Booker's on Baltimore Avenue. And it's owned by an Alpha Kappa Alpha woman.
My favorite happy hour is El Camino's.
I'm a big Mexican foodie lover, so I love El Vez.
My favorite dinner is Relish.
Relish Restaurant.
Where you'll find good music, good food, and great company.
My favorite retail shops include Boyd's on Chestnut Street in Rittenhouse Square.
And if you go right across the street, you can find a great pair of shoes at Blue Soul, which is owned and operated by African Americans.
Anybody that knows me, I'm about that handbag. So if I had to think about my favorite retail shops, that would include Coach, Michael Kors, and Louis Vuitton.
Fashion District, Liberty Place, and even King of Prussia Mall.
My favorite retail shops are up on Germantown Avenue and Chestnut Hill.
It's Dolly's, a boutique that sells both men's and women's wear. Further up Germantown Avenue, and you'll get to Jonesy's, owned by Stephanie, and then go a little further up, and you'll get to TC Unlimited. All three of those shops are Black-owned and operated.
One of the best places to take a photo op by day or night is the Belmont Plateau.
Because you can search yourself in any spot.
And you have the city of Philadelphia skyline in the back of you. It is by far the best location in the city.
My favorite concert venues?
I love the Band and the Dell because they are outdoor venues.
The Man is just a perfect evening. I like to be under the stars, and the acoustics are just fantastic.
So my favorite Philly concert venue is the Dell Music Center East.
Frankie Beverly, the OJs, old school hip hop, jazz, gospel, anything that you can think of, we have it at the Robin Hood Dell East.
If you want to see Elton John or the Philadelphia Dance Company, affectionately known as Philadanko, or rock or classical, the Philadelphia Orchestra, the Kimmel Center is my favorite concert venue.
My absolute favorite historical location is right where we are today, Mother Bethel AME Church.
This place represents history of Black religion in the city of Philadelphia. If you're here on a Sunday and church is happening, you need to be here to come worship at Mother Bethel AME Church.
And then the Philadelphia Museum of Art is a staple here in the city.
The Barnes Museum, it's one of the largest collections of African art in the United States of America and the world.
My favorite museum is the African American Museum in Philadelphia.
The African American Museum.
African American Museum.
Of course, the African American Museum. It's a great spot to learn about our history and our culture.
My favorite historical attraction is the Constitution Center.
Right up the street are the slave quarters outside of Independence Hall, where George Washington kept his slaves during the Continental Congress. It's a place of reflection, and it's a place to remind her of our roles in the founding of this nation.
The Octavius V. Cato statue is a memorial to an African-American educator who was killed during racial violence in the early 1800s.
He died fighting for voting rights for African Americans is important to me, and you know we're still within that fight.
And it's the first statue that's built on public land to an African-American in the city.
In Philadelphia alone is a historical attraction. You can walk up and down the Philly streets and find some piece of history somewhere.
Not only are you getting history, not only are you getting views, you're getting culture, and quite frankly, we have the best food in the country, if you ask me.
Why not love Philadelphia? Why not come to Philadelphia?
There are so many reasons to come to Philadelphia, but as African Americans, this is truly a city that is steeped in our culture.
It's a wonderful city filled with neighborhoods and people who have pride in our city.
Philadelphia is a city of firsts.
People should visit Philadelphia because we are literally the birthplace of this nation.